What's up, guys? Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and all sorts of other happy holidays type greetings. It is the Merry Christmas episode. Penny, thanks for coming, and thanks for wearing red. Ramon, you're always here, so as always, you are welcome.
It is what it is.
You practically never leave, so it's fine.
Might change my name to Ramon Chamorro De Luca.
Whatever. You gonna hyphenate though?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, you could just change it to Ramon DeLuca. It's fine. Nobody look at you funny.
RD. That could work.
Guys, we got some great books to talk about this week. We got Eternal 1 from Boom Studios. Also from last week, we got The Empty Man concluded with issue 6. Dark Horse, we got Criminal Macabre, The Third Child, issue 4. That finished off. We got The Goon, Occasion for Revenge, issue 4. That finished off. We got Batman 37. Ramon wrote in his little cheat sheet, "He knows," in capital letters. We got Multiversity Thunderworld, issue 1. Classic Shazam. We got Wonder Woman 37 from Image Comics. We got Rumble, number 1. From Marvel, we got Avengers Now, basic little source book. We got Avengers and X-Men Axis Part 8. Axis Revolutions, issue 4, that finished off. And we got Harbinger Faith, issue 0. No, I am not going to read it. So, as it turns out, I had one of those weeks at work. You know, the kind that you never get to do anything fun besides go to work, come home, skip dinner because you're too busy passing the fuck out on the couch. So, the big guy has read everything. He asked me before we started filming, do you want me to give you the Cliff Notes? And I told him no, because I figured as he describes what has happened in all of the books that I just mentioned, that I would show all of you guys my genuine reaction to these storylines. I did, however, read The Empty Man, though, so I'll be able to chime in on that. But as far as you're concerned, what was Book of the Week?
Ooh. Batman 37.
Batman 37. I was hoping you said that because I am very intrigued by this little note here that says he knows. What does he know?
Joker.
The Joker knows
Bruce.
Ooh.
But I think we knew that already.
It was
Death
speculated. There was a whole card thing. There was a whole what if. No. He literally on the phone with him says, "Hi, Bruce."
Called a Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Now, Batman answered or Bruce Wayne answered? I know there's
It was Batman. He was using a walkie-talkie system, and he's being really fucked up. He's just going crazy. It started out with him manipulating the Justice League, and a couple of issues back. And
I remember that. That was a while ago. Yeah, he turned like Superman against him and everything.
Yeah, and Batman had to use this crazy suit to fight off the Justice League and all that stuff. But it's just progressed now that he's just really just kicking ass and just... It's crazy to the point that he's affected everybody in Arkham, and this is even trying to affect the whole mythos that he might be from a long line of Jokers.
I don't know how I feel about that.
No, it's just him fucking with people. And it's just crazy.
So
crazy.
Who else? I thought Lex Luthor also knew that he's Bruce Wayne right now. So
This new 52 is just everybody knows.
Secret identity's right out the window.
Right out the window.
So, where do you think this story is gonna go? How does Batman react to that in the first place?
It fucking stops there. That's the end of the damn panel. Of course,
that's the end of the book?
Yeah, that's it. So I gotta wait for next month because Happy New Year, you bastards. This makes me feel like there's gonna be a reboot. That is huge.
Right.
You're not going to kill off Joker.
You can't forget something like that.
Yeah.
It's a comic book.
Unless you have Mephisto.
Unless you have Mephisto, right.
He can get into an accident, have amnesia, forget something. I mean, he put the Joker leave him in a coma one time, just for a long time, so he wouldn't cause trouble.
I don't know.
I don't remember
Wasn't he drugging him up, or is this from Batman Beyond or something? I know there was something I could have swore that he had the Joker in Arkham, but he was drugging him or doing something so he would just stay. Because he didn't want to kill him because Batman don't kill him.
That might have been Batman Beyond Return of the Joker.
Maybe.
That was a good one.
That was a
very good one, yeah.
Did you see the crazy panels when he killed Robin that were left out of the animated scenes?
Because they're pussies.
Yeah, I know.
This is too big. Either it's going to be redone or DC's actually...
I keep insisting that this is the point where they're just throwing anything they feel like at us because it's going to get rebooted starting in April. I don't think it's all going to happen in April, but the beginning of this whole Booster Gold, Brainiac, Multiversity thing, which we're going to talk about a little later on in the show, is going to start to come to a head. And the world is going to get redone yet again.
If they're going to redo it, I would, honest to God, like to see Batman kill the Joker. If they're going to redo it.
So just go balls to the wall.
Just give it to
I'll
me
tell you this.
and then make
Beat
it
him
never
with a
really
crowbar.
happen.
I'll tell you this
What?
much.
Beat him with a crowbar.
Nice.
Red Hood already did that, though.
Whatever.
I will say this. If at some point it comes down to Batman does kill the Joker, that's pretty much saying we're going to reboot this
No,
one.
that's it. That's it.
Like,
'Cause
now you know.
they're going to take a break because they're moving from New York to fucking the West Coast.
Right.
Whatever. Fuck them. And
Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the
so
way out.
there's going to be a couple of months, like almost.
Maybe I should say don't let the fucking toll booth thing hit you in the ass on the way out. Because you got to pay the tolls to cross the bridges.
That's a lot of tolls.
I know.
Okay. So they're going to be off for a couple of months, and then that whole convergence shit, they come back to with that, and a bunch of their books are going to be canceled,
Right.
like a bunch. All
So
the
that-
Green Lantern books.
Swamp Thing's going.
Really?
I finally jump on the series.
I know.
And they cancel the shit.
Yep. It was only a matter of time.
It's because it's me. I'm a jinx. I jump on a book, it's going to be canceled.
You have to pretend you don't like anything.
Yeah, so I got to start from one and not like it, and then it's going to keep on going for forever. I'm not bitter. What are you going to do?
Guys, another big thing going on this week. You may have heard some rumors circulating about a potential deal between Sony Pictures and Marvel Studios about a certain wall-crawling web-slinger.
Tony
And-
needs good press.
Well, Sony needs some good press right now, it's true. And this news is about to drop real quick. We're going to have a whole segment on it on the Pete's Basement Extras channel, which will be up by the time you're already watching this. So just go and search Pete's Basement Extras, Spider-Man, Sony, and Marvel, and that will come right up. Basically, the deal is going through. Spider-Man will be turned over to Marvel. Sony gets a cut. They had to. All they got to do is sit back and shut up. Marvel takes control of the characters. They pay for everything. They cast the movie. They write the movie however they want, and Sony gets to collect a cut of the profits. It's billions to be made. Look forward to Spider-Man being in the end of the Avengers movie in the post-credits scene.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. The way it's looking now is they're recasting the whole movie. They're looking to do a teenage Spider-Man, let people get in touch with him, which I think is a great idea.
They always rush it. They always want to make
Right.
him old to get him out of high
Yeah.
school.
Right.
Come on.
But that was Sony's idea. This is Marvel. Now it's finally going to be done right.
Good.
So guys, make sure you tune in to the Pete's Basement Extras channel and check that out. We're going to have a whole segment and we're going to just geek out in way more detail about it. Remember, you heard it here first before the fucking info dropped. And a big thanks to Mikey Sutton. My hat is off
Always on
for
point.
hooking us up with that info. Damn right. We got some good questions or what?
Oh, God, we have a lot. You want to start with something deep?
Do I want to start with something deep?
That's,
Hold on.
that's what I told her, and she's like, no.
All right, go ahead.
Mr. Two Steps. What would the world have been like if there were no comics, superheroes, or villains? Also, what do you think all of you would be doing?
I'm trying to think of my life before comics. I was so young.
There wasn't
Yeah.
one because the minute you turned on the TV,
No comics.
I was
Yeah.
watching Spider-Man and
X-Men
the
and all that
Hulk
stuff,
and everything.
My dad was reading comics since I was
Superman
diapers.
and Batman and the Super Friends cartoons. These characters were out in the 70s and everything too, these cartoons. Like, so all of that gets eliminated.
But there are a lot of superheroes, supervillains in general. Even like Lone Ranger, Little Zorro.
I'm picturing something like an industrial Mordor. Like there's just nothing good going on in the world without...
Like Fahrenheit 451. Like
Yeah, it's like
I think the world would be crap.
the people have nothing to look up to, you know? Like little kids, besides their fathers and sports heroes, got nothing, you
and there
know?
would be documentaries. It'd be like educational stuff everywhere.
Yeah. No cartoons on. Maybe Looney Tunes, but I
I
mean...
mean, if
does
you
that-
want to get deep, like, a lot of mythological characters are fucking superheroes.
That's true.
Yeah.
But he said if there was
Hercules,
No
Samson.
Hercules, no Hector, no Achilles, none of these crazy characters that do extra special shit.
The world would be a very dark place without comics.
Or villains to teach us lessons.
Right. Now we'd have to do bad things and learn them on our own.
Ew. Well, we still do. So yeah,
When choosing between two evils, always try the one you haven't tried yet. Or the one you have the most fun doing. Either one.
That's Vegas' motto, actually.
What would we be doing? I mean, without comic books, I wouldn't have my career. I wouldn't be a graphic artist because I would never have gotten into art because I was never anything that I would have liked to sit down and draw. I would have never been drawing
crazy
Ninja Turtles.
bank account, though.
I would have a lot of fucking money. God damn. I don't know. When I think of like all of the other shit that I like to do,
You might be a jock.
no, I would never have been a jock.
I don't know. You're borderline fucking jock. You're a crazy black belt. You have a lot of fucking weapons.
But I got into martial arts because the superheroes were, fighting in cartoons and everything. That was what turned me on to, throwing kicks at people's heads in the first place. And then I got into Van Damme movies and stuff. And then when I seen that jumping spin kick, it was over. But, I don't think one would have led to the other without it. I would have maybe been a chef of some kind because I do have a long-standing love affair with food. Or maybe a mechanic. I like cars. I do like cars, and that was not because of the Batmobile. I do like just the sound of an engine roaring.
I'd probably
A real engine, not one of them fucking Jap engines with the fucking little rice burning things, like a Mustang or a fucking Camaro or something. Or an Impala.
I'd probably be more of a hippie activist than I am now. I'll probably be tied to a tree in like California somewhere, like a redwood.
Okay, I'll be right near you. I'll be in Southern California filming porn.
There you go. Porn star.
Not comics, and it's
That
porn.
was obviously the best answer any of us could have given.
Where's Ramon? Filming.
Splendor in the ass 4. No less.
All right. Our last Instagram question. There weren't that many this week. People
El
doing
Sinestro?
Christmas shopping and shit. No, he's I don't know.
Maybe he's sleeping.
He's getting laid.
Maybe he's getting laid.
Getting laid helps. Chronic asthma. Dude, I feel you. I've been there. How do you like the Spider-Verse storyline? Is there anything you would add or change to it?
It is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Spider-Verse is ridiculously
It is.
awesome. What would I add to it? At this point, everybody's making such a big stink over Spider-Gwen. Get the girl in the story already.
Yeah, she's barely
Like,
in
she's
it.
not doing much. She's in one of the weakest side stories so far. The Spider-Women thing is not, like... It's not drawing me in the way...
That's what I would change. The Spider-Woman and the Spider-Man's the bride, whatever her name is.
Silk? May. It's Silk and May Parker, yeah.
Oh my god.
Which is a shame because they're great characters.
They should be.
And they're just not being utilized to their full potential, I think.
No, they're not. Exactly.
Like the Clone Saga guys are fucking awesome.
That is the best.
For
side
me
book.
to say it.
Yeah.
Like, yo, the clones are off the hook. For real.
That is some shit.
So, but yeah, it's definitely one of the better current events going on out there. Period.
Without a doubt.
Like comic book wide. Let's see. Oh well. One more question, which we're technically not answering.
We're not answering.
We're not answering.
What's the question?
Jonathan Moreno and Clydo asked the same questions. Do you guys do Comic of the Year or Top 10 Comics of 2014? Clydos asks, San Diego Comic-Con has Eisner Awards and Baltimore Comic-Con has the Harvey Awards. But how about the Peace Basement Awards? What are you guys' picks for the best Marvel series, DC series, and other publisher series for 2014?
Well, guys, 2014 is not over yet.
It's
Got
not.
another week or two.
Yes.
So we will see you when the show comes back in January for the first show of 2015 for the Peach Basement Awards of 2014.
Woo.
Yeah. By the way, guys, it has come to that point in the show where I let you know that if you want to watch the rest of it, all you got to do is subscribe. When you get the premium subscription, you get a 2-week free trial. Wow.
Get a lot of that.
You get so many more burps. You have no idea. We're just going to make a burp track and make like the whole fucking 12 burps of Christmas.
Burp burps of 2014. That'll be some
Oh man,
Wow, that's a lot of burping. Who's gonna edit that one?
that guy. Guys, when you get the premium subscription, you get a 2-week free trial to just test it out, see if you like it. What's the excuse now? Try it out, watch 2 whole episodes. You don't like it, cancel. But I mean, like I said, you've made it this far, so we're pretty sure you're gonna like it. You get access to everything we do early, Saturday or Sunday, depending on how the editing's going and how many of our hairs Roger and I want to pull out at the same time. You get all the crazy behind-the-scenes stuff, and if I may toot my own proverbial horn, the behind-the-scenes stuff of the last 2 weeks have been off the fucking hook.
Humble.
Just saying.
So humble.
I'm just fucking saying, they've been pretty wild. Yeah. That's because I edited it. It's fucking awesome. Guys, if you don't want to subscribe for the $3.99 a month and get the premium subscription, you can just buy this whole episode for $1.99 and it is yours to keep. It is DTF and you get the whole...
Free.
Yeah, but my boy from last week said he missed me saying DTF, so I threw that in there.
We please the fans.
Yeah. So the episode is DTF. It's down to fuck with you the whole time, anytime you want.
Okay.
You throw this motherfucker on and it will fuck with you. If you just want to see what's going on, maybe test it out, rent this episode for 99 cents, watch it, and it mystically leaves for, after 2 days, goes to another fan that maybe wanted to see it. It's like a little happy fucking Pete's Basement elf. It stays until you, once it's done, when you don't need it no more, it goes and treats another fan.
Or a good little whore.
I was gonna say I need one of those.
Yeah.
Always got to take it then, man. It's Christmas time.
Ho, 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 come on.
You can't treat a Santa hat like a top hat.
No,
This
you
doesn't
can't.
really
No,
work
no.
the same. Doesn't go back on the same way. Guys, if anything, there's always the audio show, so make sure you go download that for free. Thank you again for tuning in. It has been a fantastic year at Pete's Basement, and we will see you in 2 weeks after Christmas and New Year's for 2015 and season fucking 8. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a long time.
Thanks, guys. As always, write in. We want to hear from you. Questions at Pete'sBasement.com, Facebook.com/Pete's Basement, and follow us on Instagram and Twitter for up-to-the-minute reviews and all kinds of great pictures. Currently, we are doing the 12 Nerd Days of Christmas and just giving you all kinds of cool shit you can buy for, varying prices and stuff. So get onto our Instagram, get onto Twitter and Facebook, hit us up, and we'll see you next year.
Burp.
So let's stay with DC and let's talk Multiversity Thunderworld. Shazam?
Shazam it was written well.
Okay.
It was drawn well. It was colored well. It was lettered well. It is a perfect...
I'm sensing a really horrendous butt coming.
It is a perfect recreation of what Shazam should be.
Uh-huh.
But we don't have a Shazam ongoing for a reason. They
What
need
is that
to
reason?
reimagine Shazam.
What's hard to understand about a kid that gets his fucking dream come true and gets superpowers and he gets to turn into an adult?
Yeah, but they did the
It's like everything little Tom Hanks wanted in Big.
they did the cookie cutter version of it.
Minus Elizabeth Shue, but I mean, whatever.
They did the cookie cutter version of it, and because of that, it's like, eh.
But that's how all New 52 stuff has been. It's just like stereotypical versions of themselves.
No, that's how the Multiversity books have been.
Oh.
And it's just, remember when he was in Justice League
Yeah.
and how badass Gary Frank drew him?
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Uh-huh.
I'm not getting that. Now, this is nice. It was cool. I appreciated the story. It had everybody. All the fucking Marvels in the Marvel Corps with the fucking tiger guy and the guns and the flying jetpacks. Savannah, Dr. Savannah. Whatever.
Dr. Savannah.
Yeah. And he had a Savannah family where they would say Savannah and they get like powers themselves and shit. It was good.
That's new. That's
yeah.
weird.
But it was a one and done story.
Uh-huh.
But,
Right, with all the Multiversity books.
But it was like, I don't see this going on. And DC's canceling like 13 books next year for a reason. Like, they need to start thinking a little bit outside of the box. Not too fucking far outside, because then they start doing shit like, the movies and they're failing.
Right.
And yeah, I liked it. Again, kudos to the fucking creative team on this, including Morrison. It was done fucking spectacular. True good homage. But it was more of the same classical stuff. So, for classical, should I not get an omnibus of it then?
So basically, your complaint is that there's not enough of this kind of story.
My complaint is it's the same shit I've been reading for the last 20,000 decades of Captain Marvel. And they need to gritty him up a bit. Especially because there's Justice League Dark in the DC. Swamp Thing is kind of sort of magical.
Right.
Constantine. All these books are kind of dark and gritty. Then you have this happy, peppy fucking Captain Marvel. And it's like, where does he fit in DC? I don't know.
There gotta be someone happy in DC. That shit is all miserable and depressing all the time.
But he's gonna fight
Even
everybody.
Superman's getting more like dark, right?
Yeah, I like that.
So like you need someone to be the happy.
I mean,
like,
keep in mind, he's a kid, so...
Boy Scout.
No, here they kind of insinuate that there's a balance. Once Captain Marvel becomes Captain Marvel, he refers to the kid Batson being safe, Billy being safe. So it's like, that's interesting.
Almost like a Thor, Donald Blake kind of thing?
But he doesn't have any of.
Or you think it's more or less like when She-Ra would say to everyone else that Adora was safe, or He-Man would say Adam is safe. And
No.
I'm not just making that reference because I'm wearing this awesome fucking Christmas sweater.
Which it is awesome, but no.
Thank you.
I think it's a true reference. Like Captain Marvel wanted to protect Billy.
But doesn't he have any of Billy's like mentality still?
No, he's
was
still
like a new person?
as wise as Solomon and powerful and shit, which makes sense. I don't see a fucking kid being as wise as Solomon. So.
We had a question, actually. You brought up Constantine. Somebody asked us what we thought of it.
Yes, Sundance Shalene Paul Bikini.
Bikini?
That's the name. Tell us how y'all feel about Constantine. Now, if it's about a comic book, it's involving World's End. If it's about the TV show, I love it.
I like the TV show too.
I would like for the season to be extended. I don't think it's going to be canceled.
It needs to move out of that time slot, first of all.
The time slot's rough.
Everybody goes out on fucking Friday.
Well,
Even we're filming this show on Friday.
if it's going to be in that time slot, they need to be realistic about what it's going to get. Because Grimm is in that time slot. And, is it Grimm? Yes. It's Grimmer than that. Is it Grimmer than that? Yes, it is. And Grimm is on season 3 or 4. And I fucking love Grimm.
I'm surprised that it didn't seem like it was gonna go that far.
It's sexy. I want to go to Portland just because of this fucking show. And,
I know a lot of people in Oregon.
Yeah.
Or from Oregon, at least.
oh, okay. Cute.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Fuck, I'm about to be married. Really need to stop that.
Ain't dead.
Yeah. Well, some people would argue, but
Or
anyways.
blind.
So just be realistic about what a Friday night rating should be.
Right.
It isn't going to be Monday Night Gotham
Right.
or Wednesday Shield.
Why not put it the fuck on after Gotham? You already got the Gotham crowd, and
Well-
now they could watch that.
Well, Gotham and Sleepy Hollow. See, you need to
Right,
change it up.
right.
Too much comic books, back to back, it could fucking make you fucking nauseous, because it's too much. So they need to spread it out.
I don't know. I seem to be doing okay 25 years later. Comic books back to back to back to back to back.
I mean, sooner or later there will be a backlash. It's going to happen. And if studios do it right, it'll take longer.
But the show's, I like the show, but it's missing something. I feel like they could be telling the stories better.
Yeah, they're sticking to a
there's-
Hollywood formula.
But there's things they're missing. Like there's not been one flashback in that whole show. How you not having one flashback with any of these characters? A young Constantine, nothing. They kind of start mentioning something and then just, oh, whatever, we're gonna go do this now. We're gonna go do.
It
fight
may
people.
be because the first season they didn't want to invest that much into it.
Just a little tiny bit of taste. They didn't say anything about this guy yet. Why is he immortal? They not even a hint, not even nothing.
That is
no
true.
flashback, no nothing.
Chaz is fucking immortal. He gets rocked by a fucking car and a knife, and they don't explore. But I think it's the budget. I think they're like, we're not even giving you
Flashback-free.
extra
They got to
episodes.
see what it's going to do, but meanwhile, they're not giving it a chance to do anything yet.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
They're not giving anyone a taste of anything to keep them, I think.
They wanted to get the fucking ratings without giving it stuff to boost the ratings right now to get people fucking coming in and getting interested.
Which is weird.
I can honestly say I have not seen a single solitary episode because of its time slot. And I just never remember. I didn't remember to DVR the first couple episodes. And it's on 11, right?
Yeah.
And CW11's a bunch of fucking
No,
dicks.
sorry, it's on Fox.
It's on
Oh, it's
NBC.
on
No,
Fox.
it's NBC.
NBC.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just probably on demand then.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I could probably watch that then.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll watch it over Christmas break and then, you know.
Probably watch it on their website, right?
Dark magic for the
But I
holidays.
don't like to do that, man, because my Blu-ray player does not like to go online. So when I gotta watch CW11 on fucking CW.com and shit, and you gotta fucking log in and do all this bullshit, I'm like, I just want to fucking watch it on demand. That's what the on-demand button is there for.
Now.
11, are you fucking listening to me? I miss an episode of Arrow, and it's like pulling motherfucking teeth to catch up. Dicks. So let's finish off DC with Wonder Woman 37.
Good shit. It's been consistently good shit. The first story arc was massive.
Yeah, it went like 35 issues. That was Azzarello's run.
Yeah, it was just freaking huge. And now there's a new creative team. I forget who writes it. I know David Finch is drawing it. So it's really cool. And she's balancing out being the god of war, being the princess of Themyscira, queen now, actually, because her mom's Kaputski.
Really?
And yeah, and also a Justice Leaguer. So obviously there's some conflicts going on there.
Right.
The Amazons are like, no, what the fuck, yada yada, you know, bunch of chicks bitching, yada. So she has some magical enemies which look freaking like somehow sexy and freaky. And I'm kind of iffy about that. Don't make them too sexy because then it's all about TNA and
Right.
you know, don't stick.
Then you've got fucking Avatar and what Chaos Comics used to be.
Yeah, so be careful with that shit. And in the end, out of some magical fucking cauldron pit comes out Donna Troy. So I'm like, interesting, because we saw Wonder Girl already, and I was like, fuck, they skipped Donna Troy and they just went straight to Wonder Girl.
Right.
So, and mind you, they've barely touched on Wonder Girl outside of Teen Titans. And here she is. She looks just the same. They haven't given her a costume. She's like kind of naked, of course, with mist covering the proper parts and shit. So, I guess she's gonna be a foe or something, and eventually.
See, it seems like that's something they would build to, and you know, then she'll be her friend afterward.
Yeah.
When was the last time they had Donna Troy?
Pre New 52.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was she doing?
Oh my God, so much
Fucking around
shit.
with like
It
the
was-
Teen Titans
she
for a
was-
while.
while she was Teen Titans, for a while she was in space doing some extra shit. Yeah.
They didn't know how to really write her. The last time I remember seeing her was when I was actually reading Teen Titans, which was
Turner?
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That was the last time Teen Titans was good. And then it went fucking downhill.
I mean, the opening arc for New 52 was pretty decent, and then I fell off once they got to the culling. I just couldn't deal with it.
Yeah, don't blame you. And it's not that great now either.
I haven't even fucked with it. I don't like Red Robin. I don't like the name Red Robin.
I don't like the name.
I feel like this motherfucker should be serving me a burger.
I like that
He could fly the burger over to me on those little Coco Beware wing shits that he's got.
I don't mind the wings.
Red
That's
Robin,
fine.
yum.
But the whole Red Robin shit sucks. The fact that he's an asshole and he's very Batman-ish, I love. But yeah, I like his redesign. I like Raven's redesign. But that's Teen Titans, and we're not gonna review that book. It's not worth it.
All right.
Image, Rumble.
Rumble is
Like the Royal Rumble? Or a bunch of wrestlers getting in the ring?
You know, I almost thought that until I read the description of it.
Earthquake. I don't know.
No, it's not. It's
Earthquake was
it's
awesome.
weird.
Remember when Tugboat became Typhoon?
It's like I wrote in my little notes. Good, but it's a
Confusing?
really big. Like, what the fuck? Where's this going? To the point that I'm like, wait, am
Well,
I
how does
picking
it
up
start
too?
off? What Rumble are we talking? Are we talking about like an earthquake or something?
No, it doesn't speculate what kind of rumble. There's a fight. There's this big guy in a
Is
crazy.
it in the Bronx?
It's in a bar. More than that, I don't know.
Is it in Vancouver? Because that's technically where the Bronx was as far as Jackie Chan was concerned. Just saying.
No more Drakey from the cup.
Listen, you.
It's okay.
So is it like the Warriors? Like there's going to
promising.
be
No,
a fight?
it has monsters and shit in it.
Uh-huh.
And this crazy ass sword, and this bartender is talking to one of his customers, and then this guy comes in ready to go after him, and he smashes him over the head with a bat, because every bartender has a bat. It's like a
Bartender's got
fucking
a bat.
rule. And it just turns out to be like straw. He goes, calls
Bat is straw or the dude's made of straw?
the dude's made out of straw.
No shit.
He calls the cops comes, there's no more body, he's fucking flipping out.
So wait,
yada,
now,
yada.
is it this modern times?
Yeah.
Opposite has that.
So nobody got like swords and shit, but there's monsters running
This monster has a sword.
around. Monsters have swords.
And they call the cops are like, there's nothing but straw. What the fuck? You know, there's no body. No, yada. Okay. He somehow kept the sword and kept the sword from the cops. So he's walking out with the sword, going to his friend's house, because that's what you do. You go to your friend's house. I mean, I would go to your house if I found a magical sword. It's a must.
Right. I would expect no less.
And these other monsters go after him. Except they're almost polite monsters, but the fact that they look like monsters, this guy has like teeth, like a mouth from here to here.
Uh-huh.
And it's just freaky. That would freak me the fuck out. I start swinging too. Except he doesn't know how to handle the sword.
Right.
So they're just getting pissed off. Like, these fucking humans are so violent. And it's cute, but it's like, what's going on? And that's it. So it's cute and good and violent, but
What's so magical about the sword?
I don't
He
know.
don't know yet. He don't know how to use it.
the fact that one monster used it and a couple of other came back to collect it. That's interesting. Why?
So it was good, though.
It is.
All right.
So it's definitely...
This sounds like something I want to get.
Yeah.
I didn't even make it to the shop this week, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to go over 2 weeks worth of books when I get there.
The joys of Christmas parties.
I hate that shit, man. All right. Sounds pretty cool. Monsters in modern times going to bars and getting into fights. Magic swords and shit. How do you beat that?
Speaking of bars, Damien Crocker wants to know, what whiskey do you drink, Pete?
Well, currently we're on
Currently.
some... Listen, I vary every now and then. It really depends, Damien. For now, since it's just a show and, trying to throw down a few on a Friday night, we get with a little Seagram 7 or some Jameson. We get some Canadian or Irish whiskey going because those are good shooting whiskeys. You get to have some fun and you can mix those without looking like a heathen bastard. You can also mix a blended scotch because, as per its name, it's already mixed. You do not mix single malts, and if you do, you shouldn't.
Favorite scotch?
Favorite scotch is a 15-year Glenlivet French Oak Reserve.
French oak?
French Oak Reserve. That's the name that's on the bottle. It costs you about $5 to $10 more than the average 12-year, and it is absolutely worth it. It is not a very peaty scotch. I don't like when my scotch. Some scotches are made with peat moss.
I don't drink. So he's saying things like,
That doesn't do to me,
Some
too.
scotches are made with peat moss, with P-E-A-T.
Okay.
And it has that very distinct smell and flavor that kind of tastes like licking the dentist office.
How do you know that?
Have you ever just tasted the air in the dentist
Oh,
office?
yeah.
That's
It's like,
true.
yeah.
Scotches like Lafrogue will do that. And there are a lot of people out there that really like that really oaky, woody, burnt taste. I am not one of them. I do not look down on those people. I just do not care for it. I much prefer a very calmer, more vanilla and caramel kind of aftertaste. So I like the Glenlivet. I like a Macallan's. Those are very nice. Glenfiddich is a little rough. I like to vary. I like to try out new things. Naupog Castle was the first single malt Irish whiskey that I ever found. That was really cool. Didn't know Irish made single malts. So, to answer your question, see me each week. Who knows? Could be something new.
Oh, man. Okay.
Like to keep them guessing.
And your liver.
Every now and then I like to have a glass of water just to keep my liver on its toes. From Dark Horse, The Goon, Occasion of Revenge, concluded with issue 4.
Goon is usually Steve's area.
Yes.
But Steve's on hiatus. So I picked this up because it's gorgeous. Goon is always fucking...
Always.
The art's always awesome.
It is pretty much Jump On friendly. It is Goon trying to deal with these witches trying to come into his territory. And it turns out this chick, this female, who he's had a thing with and growing emotions for the last 4 issues, spoiler alert, whatever, fuck that, shit was over a week old, is one of the witches.
Naturally.
So he got fucked over really hard.
That's like some Helheim shit, remember?
Yeah.
Like his girl was was a fucking cunt.
Yeah. So in the end, Goon does what Goon does and find the bitch and kill her.
Right.
And her sister feels it because she's another witch. But it appears Goon has gone over to the dark side. Like they're fucking with him on purpose. Because they want to rile him up, then kill him so that his spirit becomes part of the town and is part of the magic.
But it's got to be evil, so they're trying to make him angry.
Evil or anguish, really fucked over. So, I mean, this is 4 issues and done. but there's gonna be another volume.
And
I'm eager for that shit to come out, even though the Goon tends to be kind of late sometimes.
right,
So,
it comes out very sporadically.
comes out
but,
whenever the fuck he
you
wants
know,
to come out. Yeah.
Dude's also just writing and drawing everything himself, so
Yeah. And I don't
you
blame
get a
him.
little slack on that.
So it's good. It's gorgeous. I would definitely recommend the books.
Always a hit, pretty
It's not
much.
like something I'd read. I like minis.
The
Yeah.
artwork's great on Goon. I picked up
I would
like
see
a
it, yeah.
couple of the issues, and I picked up that quick 3-issue stint on a character that was introduced in Goon. It was like the Grim Reaper, basically, but like in cowboy form. That was a really cool, but I don't remember what it was called.
I remember that movie House. Remember House 2?
House, yeah.
House, nice.
But they had like that evil like cowboy guy. at the end.
Yeah.
It was like death-like.
I remember watching House 1 and the thing in the closet. That fucking thing scared the shit
big-
out
that
of
big
me.
fat creepy
And Richard
lady.
Mall was the dude's fucking dead army buddy from Nam.
Oh my god, that nigga looked horrible.
I had that
was
movie
some
on
good
tape.
special effects work.
Hell yeah.
That was awesome.
That movie is still scary to
Not
this day.
everything needs to be fucking CG. Anyways, off topic.
Do you ever wonder what would happen if we were actually in a horror movie? Because I'm pretty sure somebody did.
Oh yes, that's in the next page actually.
That's on the next page?
Yes, there's 2 pages.
Okay, well, we got 2 pages
I'm
of
organized.
notes here. Our good buddy Dejan wants to know, you're in a horror movie, what are the do's and don'ts? Pretty much, if you knock the motherfucker down, don't run away.
Kill it.
Grab his shit and cut him into pieces. And if he sews himself back together, then you should run away.
Never split up.
Don't split up.
Don't run up the stairs when you do run away. Trap yourself up there.
Ladies, no heels. Wear flats.
Fellas,
wear
if you're with
sneakers.
the ladies, leave the ladies.
Listen.
Push her down as
No,
bait.
Ramon's got to put. You don't got to push them down unless they're running faster than you. But a lot of gentlemen out there will say that they'll fight the monster for the lady. You
No.
can't fight Jason.
No, you can't.
He will cut you in
Well,
half
you
with a
can,
machete.
it'll be just so
It's going to be a
one-sided.
short fight. Remember when Homeboy fought Jason in Jason Takes Manhattan, and he's trying to sit there and box this motherfucker,
that was-
blasting him until his knuckles were bleeding, and Jason just said, "Bam!" with the haymaker and sent his
Yeah.
head flying into
That
the garbage.
is one of the most underrated comedies ever.
Absolutely one of the best Jason flicks
Yeah.
ever.
Oh, don't have sex. And
No
don't
sex.
read from the book. Don't read from
Yes.
the book, ever.
If you don't know what the fuck it is, don't read it.
If it's in another language and you suddenly find that you can read it, don't read it. And don't think about it reading it either, because if you fucking thought it, you said it, asshole.
Don't pick up the phone. Don't answer the door.
So the next part of the question is great. Why don't you take care of that?
Okay. Pete is the villain in a horror movie. It's called Pete's Basement. How does he kill people? What weapon does he use? Does he wear a mask? How do you beat him other than telling him to say mimetic? Well done. Well done, Dejan.
I don't see him wearing a mask at all. No mask.
I think he would, but not always. I think he would just to fuck with you. Because Pete would be a sadistic
At
horror
first.
villain, yeah.
Like it's me, it's Pete. Like after he can come at you with the mask, but then take it off. That seems up your alley. But what weapon? We have all these swords here.
I couldn't just go around with the fotch out though. I'd have to have some kind of mask, I think. But all the good masks have been taken.
You have. My
Ninja?
my favorite
Like a
horror
ninja?
mask is Hannibal.
Yeah, the Hannibal mask is good. I mean, could rock the Santa hat maybe? Like Silent Night, Deadly Night?
Oh, yeah.
Lord.
He had an axe too. I got an axe.
Yes,
like
you
a
did.
good, like a woodcutter's axe.
Lives in Brooklyn, he has an axe. Don't
My weapon of choice. I'd like to think I could be pretty eclectic. And
Yes, you would.
Like I do know how to use
available.
several different types of weapons, thanks to almost 20 years in martial arts by now.
Like Jason, you would have a place where you come back home to and there was...
I would have a plethora
Yeah.
of weapons, like a cachet, if you will, of weapons.
You need to make like some kind of gimmick to nunchucks. I think nunchucks with like knives tied to them. Or, like,
Did you
something.
see that YouTube video?
No.
Oh,
Homeboy
God.
took fucking 2 kitchen knives and nunchucked the motherfuckers.
Nice.
And he was good. God damn it, good. I'm gonna find this shit, and if I can, I will share it on the Pete's Basement Facebook so you can go there and reference it from this. This is Pete's Basement, season 7, episode 40.
Wow.
40.
Jesus.
and y'all can find it from there. It'll hopefully be on our Facebook by the time you're watching this. Yeah, I think I would probably, you know what? Like, I couldn't be one of those crazy murderers. That's the thing.
So why are you?
Like, I would have to be more sleek. Like, if the Joker were a fucking ninja.
What's your origin?
Oh,
What
so
has
you could
driven
be
you to
crazy,
kill?
just not a ninja.
You don't think I could be a ninja, son?
No, I'm sorry. You could be crazy and not be, and a ninja at the same time. But you don't have to be crazy, like running around just killing for the sake of it. Kind of like a smooth, crazy guy. Okay, yeah, you could do that, yeah. Crazy ninja. That's scary.
How do y'all beat me?
Set up a trap with pizza in it. Pizza and whiskey. Get you shit-faced drunk.
Like, well, you put a
Just
big,
like lead me into the oven like fucking the witch and Hansel and Gretel.
a big net on the floor. You put some like big titty chicks in there with some whiskey, some pizza. We got you.
Big titty chick made out of pizza holding a bottle of 15-year French oak. That's it. It's over.
They know me.
But how hard is it to grade that? So it'd be hard to kill.
It's actually not too hard.
A chick made out of pizza.
Well, a chick made out of pizza is going to be tough. I mean, now you got to hire sculptors. Maybe you get one of them guys
She
from
could be
Chewy.
wearing like pepperoni pasties. She could be in a big pizza, naked.
One of the chicks in the group that we would leave sacrifice behind. There you go.
Penny's going to survive.
Yeah, she is.
You know,
She is.
she's got ideas.
Yeah.
That's a
Pepperoni
great
pasties.
question, Deshaun. Thank you.
It is.
Yeah. Oh, man. Also from Dark Horse, Criminal Macabre, the Third Child. You were reading this.
I like Niles.
It's good. I liked it, but it was really
I
short.
remember asking you about issue 1. Now, you said this guy was like some sort of demon or angel.
He was infected, it seems, and he got better by the end of this, and a lot of people died.
Is what?
It was in the last volume, and I don't remember. I read too much shit, sweetie.
Is it like magical, or like he has actual disease?
A magical disease. He's infected by some kind of monster shit.
Okay.
It was just literally taking him over. He developed some black, dark wings and black eyes.
Okay.
Think
And a bad temper.
Jin from Tekken, like whenever it like, or Evil Ryu when the Dark Hadu would fucking take over him.
The doctor, so we got like a demon infection.
Something like that, yeah. So
Hate
he's going
getting
through all
demon
this shit, and there's some post-apocalyptic thing where the hell's trying to take over the earth, and that's it. For 4 issues, that's it. So this could have been done in 2 issues, but it wasn't. And there'll be another volume coming out,
I'm still mad at Niles because he stopped making my book so we could do this Criminal Macabre.
which is weird because this is not exactly epic.
No.
So you could do both, but
No,
whatever.
They just left it.
I could get infected by a demon.
Oh Jesus.
I love that occult shit, like
female
Ouija
demon.
boards and shit.
I got all that stuff in my house, bro. I got my tarot card stuff right here.
Oh Jesus.
That's what happens. Some Ouija shit gone wrong,
No.
and the demon comes into because when you get infected by a demon, you get all kinds of
You
crazy
went
powers.
to the bar and you got laid, and it turns out to be some evil
Succubus.
fucking succubus, fallen angel type of shit, and you go crazy.
Do I need a weapon? Can I get telekinesis out of this whole thing?
No.
That would be kind of
That's too
unstoppable,
much.
right? Yeah,
yes.
I'd just be fucked up.
You freak me out, telekinesis.
Right.
You never saw that movie?
Can I get some wings?
A flying Pete is kind of scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but I think about the Wizard of Oz, the little flying monkeys.
That whole black eyes thing is pretty fascinating too. All right. We're gonna save that one. Eternal issue 1 started off last week.
Okay, what did I write about that?
Slow but good.
Yeah, okay, it is slow but good. Imagine a world in the far future where there's immortality, kind of like Spider-Verse, in which case you die and you go into a new body. Except there's a resistance movement, because people that aren't a clone, they're called pure, are just herded and sent to these camps. So there's I think this is actually called the Human Liberation Front, which of course I thought about the Mutant Liberation Front, whatever. So after a while, they tried for several fucking years to like protect pure people and do shit a certain guy's way. And at one point, this chick's like, you know what, fuck it. We've done 7 years of this. It's over. They're starting to use clones. So imagine terrorists, like a suicide bomber, that doesn't mind dying, that comes back.
You're gonna come back.
So now the guys that do the clones are freaking the fuck out. And they're no longer like holding back. They will torture the shit out of you to stop the terrorists. And this is the first issue. It sets all this up. The terrorists are using like suicide bombers, and when they die, they go to a new body.
Right, so it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't count.
But what happens after that? Every time you die, you go to a new body?
Yes, as long as you have a clone available.
Oh, I see.
So they got to blow up the clone factories, basically. That's pretty cool.
It is.
Yeah.
It was kind of slow.
So these humans are... Is it by their choice that they don't have clones, or they just, like, you know, do they want to die? Like, this is like, you know, we're humans and this is what we're supposed to do? Or is it like the clone people are the elite and, like, they're being held down?
There is a certain elitism to this, and the pure ones, the non-clone ones, are treated like just
dirt
specimens, like guinea pigs.
Okay.
And they're not cool with that. Like this, they're hinting at horror stories about happening at the labs.
Boom's really stepping up with his fucking shit. One of the perfect examples has been The Empty Man, which concluded last week. I actually read this one.
Well, it concluded-ish.
That is true. Sort of.
Yeah.
Sort of concluded. I'm going to try not to spoil this one too much, because I recently got in touch with the artist, Vanessa Del Rey, so we're going to try to save some stuff of The Empty Man, and hopefully we can talk to her about it real soon. But basically, the whole concept is there is this disease, they call it a disease, which is sweeping the populace across the country, across the world, and it is making people do crazy shit, like the pilot of an airplane fucking hears the empty man in his head, and he wants to go to the empty man, as if, like, let's assume Jesus pulled a fucking bender and got really fucked up. Like, and I don't mean fucked up like he's hammered. I mean fucked up like, you know, he just bought $500 worth of lottery tickets and none of them cashed in. Went to that whole wedding in Cana, throwing down a bunch of fucking jugs of wine. And he's like, fuck all of you motherfuckers. And he's like this telekinesising into this dude's head. And it's like, come to me and bring everyone with you. And the pilot just crashes the plane. Or you get like a guy who just up and kills his kids. And his wife, like, rips the wife in half.
Some sick shit.
Some really twisted ass shit.
A lot of red in this book.
And the artwork matches.
Yeah.
The artwork is very dark, very gritty, very sketchy. And it all centers somehow around this church and this one whacked out preacher who, ever since the Empty Man disease came into being, his congregation has increased exponentially, like to the point of...
It goes back and forth, seeing how he was before and how it is now.
Right, it was like your local church pastor, and now he's like this evangelical fucking super church dude on TV
the last
and shit.
episode of Constantine.
Yeah.
Same crap.
Yeah.
Some crazy ass shit. I won't tell you what the Empty Man is. It is finally revealed in issue 5, and it is attempted to be resolved in issue 6. I will tell you that the 2 detectives who star in it do rescue the children at the end.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah.
But as with any good horror movie or horror story, they always leave it wide open for sequels. And this was not even subtle about it. This was blatantly, we'll see you next time. For like Empty Man Volume 2.
This reminds me of American Horror Show.
American Horror Story?
Yeah, this could be a good like season worth of sick fucked up shit. But this needs to be on like some kind of premium cable stuff.
This needs to be on some cable channel just for the budget alone, because not only does the Empty Man make people think shit, but it's actually making people see shit. And like see shit like straight out of Lovecraft. Cool. Spiders with fucking tentacles, which should never happen, ever. Ever. Spiders are bad enough. Tentacles are worse. Spiders and tentacles is just fucking...
Am I the only one who's not scared of spiders? I love spiders.
Listen, I'm not deathly afraid of spiders, but when I have a mutual respect for the creature, but if you're talking about a spider that is, let's say, the size of Ramon,
it's a big ass
we're
spider.
gonna have a problem.
Honestly, I'd be afraid
Don't
of
go
that
to
motherfucker.
Australia.
Australia is a fucked up place. The British knew what they were doing when they made it a penal colony. I feel very bad. And all you motherfuckers out there who watch the Pete's Basement Show from Australia, damn. How do you fuckers do it? Why don't you do this? Damien, I know you're hearing me. So take a picture of some shit. Because I know you could just go right into your backyard and just see a giant spider like chowing down on a fucking bird.
Kangaroo.
Yo, some roos are like, don't fuck with
Those
roos,
motherfuckers
man.
are vicious.
I've seen him beat up people on
I
YouTube
seen
many
this
times.
one. My friends went to Australia for their honeymoon, and I seen this fucking kangaroo just like chilling, like a bodybuilder. And yo, they got a good close-up picture. This kangaroo was fucking diesel. This
Yeah.
motherfucker was like the Rock of kangaroos. I swear to God. Yo, and he's just chilling. His fucking muscles are like ripped, and this
Flossing.
motherfucker's like,
Okay.
I wish a motherfucker would. I wish you would try.
So somebody gave you a free ticket to go to Australia.
Would you go?
That is 22 hours on a plane, bro.
Somebody gave you a free ticket and you had a whole month to travel in sections over there. California, Hawaii, Hong Kong, and then eventually over there.
Yeah,
That's the best
I
way to
would
do it.
go. I would go, but I gotta.
You staying in the resort?
I'm bringing an axe and not even a big axe. I need something that I could whip around quick, like a Native American tomahawk.
Yeah, I like those.
Or like a fucking quick katana, cause there's some shit in
You
Australia.
need the stick with the sword at the end. that we
There
talked
is
about
shit
before.
that you don't even fucking know about. There's things in the ocean that are like this big, the size of your pinky, that will kill you in seconds. So like even if you got to the ocean, you couldn't swim to safety to another fucking spot.
Why do you know so much about this?
Cause
He's deathly afraid of it.
Because I find nature very fascinating. As a city boy, we really don't get too many bugs here. You know, like that don't. If you got a spider that's bigger than your thumb in the city, that is a fucked up spider.
Yeah.
You don't want to fuck with that spider because how he got that big is anyone's guess.
That nigga ate some shit.
Seriously, maybe your mom.
Yeah.
You don't know. But out there in the world, there is some shit.
Yeah.
Like there are big creatures with far more than 4 legs that should not exist. And the dingoes. They are not your pet dog.
Yeah.
It took 7,000 years for nature and man to domesticate your pet dog. The dingo will kill you worse than a wolf. I seen a dingo pulling a shark out of the ocean and eating him. Fuck that. Fuck that. The dingo ate your baby. He did, and he loved it. He ate that motherfucker head first.
You ever see the hawks eating goats?
It's fucked up. It's fucked up. So guys, what I'm really trying to say is read The Empty Man. What this all boils down to is if Australia is fascinating to you, then everything in Australia, all of the evil can be found in The Empty Man.
If that artist, Vanessa Del Rey, is watching this, she's probably slapping her forehead hard.
Like, I could have just looked up Australia for reference.
Yeah.
But seriously, Damien, like, go into your backyard and take a picture of some shit for me, because I know you got, like, a centipede that's, like, the size of my arm back there somewhere.
Oh, man. I'm so curious now.
Yo, man, centipede fighting a fucking snake. Who do you think won that fight? Because it ain't who you think. Avengers Now.
Avengers Now is just a source book. And the only reason we're reviewing this because it was another source book, Image, East to West, which I fucking love.
Right.
I'm not going to review it, but I fucking love. It came out with a source book, which is so much better. Because Avengers Now is just a list of all the damn Avengers, because there's so
That
many of
actually
them.
sounds useful, because everybody's an Avenger now.
But it's frustrating. It's like, oh my God, so much gibberish. And you know they're going to restart everything.
I got finished just now.
Why are you getting me a source book where it's going to be everything going to change?
My encyclopedias that I have, DC's.
They're all outdated.
Also, I had an
Useless.
epiphany. Somebody that needs to do in a source book, and I'm hoping he's watching, Thomas Alsop.
Yeah.
I'm curious about all the magical shit that motherfucking guy has.
Yeah.
And all the places, like, he should do like a source book with maps.
All of his weapons and
all
stuff
the weapons,
too.
all the haunted places
That looks
in
like
New
a cool
York.
journal or something?
Chris, you
Yes.
watching? Uh-huh.
Dude, Thomas Alsop. Source book. Make it happen.
Yeah.
3 sales right here.
And you know we're going to buy it for our families too, so that's more than 3.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I think this could be really useful because I just got finished talking to one of my buddies at work who he used to read comics back in the 70s and everything, and now he's kind of out of the loop as far as what's going on in print. But he tries to keep up with the movies and everything. And I was talking to him today about the whole Spider-Man deal that we're going to cover in the Pete's Basement Extra. And he was like, oh, why would they do that? And I was trying to explain to him, like, because everybody wants Spider-Man to be in the Avengers movie. And he's like, but that's never happened in print. And I was like, yeah, it actually has for like the last 8 years or so, give or take, right? Mm-hmm. So, and I can't fucking fuck with the guy. I mean, he's got kids and everything. He's got a full-time job, and you don't get a chance to go to the comic shop and read books like we do. So this could potentially be something that, he could go and pick up, or any other guy out there who wants to either get back into it or even just learn a little bit more about some of the characters that they're introducing into the movies. Like, he had no idea who the Winter Soldier was.
Oh, okay.
Like, he had no idea Ed Brubaker resurrected Bucky fucking 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So something like this could prove very useful.
Yeah, we take for granted all the shit we know.
Right, it's true. And to us it's like, oh, it's another fucking source book. But to somebody who's a noob, and that's not something to look down on.
It's also concerned because it's going to change.
Right.
That's also...
There's always new fans. You have to keep putting this stuff out, though.
That's true. Avengers Axis. Avengers and X-Men Axis, issue 8. I'm a little behind schedule on this one.
Couldn't roll any higher.
He hates this series.
No.
I actually am, and I was enjoying it where I left off.
I like it. It's good action.
Now you like it.
It's well drawn. Especially now that my guy from Scion is on it. But it's not relevant. So it just...
It's a story for the sake of having a story.
Yes.
Isn't that what a lot of comics are?
Look,
Just something to
can
have
I just
fun
tell
with?
you what happened is, I know you haven't...
Yeah, I don't care.
Spoiler alert. It ends up with old man Cap deciding to, fuck it, I'm joining this fight. So what does he do? He gets on a Captain America Iron Man outfit. And he's walking
Does it look like Iron Patriot?
No.
Uh-huh.
It looks really bad. And he's
Don't mind, I'm
walking
scratching my
with the
crotch
Red
right now.
Skull, who, because whatever the fuck happens, his skull is now white.
His skull is white?
Yes.
So he's the White Skull. Is he Charles Xavier or is he Johann Schmidt?
No, it's still Johann Schmidt. And
But he's a good Johann Schmidt now.
I guess. He's barely talking. He doesn't talk at all.
Uh-huh.
He's old.
And-
He went gray.
Apocalypse is there and he beats the shit out of Deadpool. But Deadpool has these big fucking beads like Akuma does. And he's like a peaceful, like...
He's like a monk and shit?
Yeah, he's and that's cute and all, but this is supposed to be an event, and he's just there or just spewing shit for 2 or 3 pages.
That's what Deadpool would do.
I don't want that. I personally do not. It's unnecessary. It's an unnecessary event.
So where did this leave off?
That's it. That's the end of it.
It's over?
No.
Oh, okay. I was going to say.
That Captain America walking out with this motherfucker, and Iron Man's or Superior Iron Man coming in the scene. Oh wait, he has him. So they're gonna fight because it's always Captain America and Tony Stark fighting these days.
Right. Well, yeah, Tony's off being a dick in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
All of the heroes are off being dicks.
Carnage killed himself.
Carnage killed himself.
Sacrificed himself. He jammed up the meta bomb that Apocalypse was going to use to kill off all the humans.
Yeah.
He jammed it up and shit like that.
So what happened? Because, I mean, as long as there's even a sliver of the symbiote still around, Carnage can come back.
It seemed very touching because even him and Spider-Man was like saying, "Oh my God, I'm actually thanking Carnage for something." And those are the shit. And I'm sick and tired of seeing Spider-Man everywhere, by the way. Like, Spider-Verse so well. Don't shit on it by putting him everywhere else.
Like he was always a poster boy for Marvel.
I like the fact that Spidey's involved in this, and he's one of the only guys who was not affected by the mind switch. But I like it also because, Spidey's a very powerful character and he's very underrated. But also, when it comes to a lot of these guys, he doesn't stand a big chance against them, especially with like all of the other Avengers teaming up against him.
Yeah.
Like, if Spidey got his hands on him, he could make mincemeat out of them, but it's a matter of doing that. Like, is he going to get his fucking mitts on Thor? No. Yeah. And Thor would fucking destroy him. He could rip Tony Stark out of that armor, but can he get a hold of the fucking armor without getting a repulsor blast in his face?
There's a scene where the new good Avengers with Zorby Man and Enchantress, all that shit, are fighting and they're putting up a good fight against the X-Men and shit like that. But then the regular Avengers come in with Clue. Yes. And Thor. And that's it. It's a wrap. Zorman's getting his ass whooped. Everybody's getting their ass just by
So I'm going to assume that Clue kicked the shit out of Nova in that issue.
I didn't even see Nova.
That's probably what happened because the fight with Clue went to Nova, I think 21 and 22 or 20 and 21.
I haven't read none of those tie-ins.
Nova's a great book though.
Yeah, it is.
I'm still behind on that, but Nova was a consistently fun book.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, mostly.
So you're enjoying Axis, but just like...
No point.
There's no fucking point to it.
Well, maybe there will be by the end of it.
I'm afraid what that is going to be. I am so afraid
Probably
of that.
disappointed since you're so
Do
disappointed.
you
in
think the ramifications of this with, like, the whole mind swap thing and everything will last until the Summer's Battle World? Until Secret War, or whatever the fuck they're calling it.
It might. That'll make things more interesting. Heroes against heroes. And all this other shit. And hopefully be fixed by then. Because, I mean, the Avengers movie's coming out.
Right. It seems like it would be
And-
fixed by then.
Who wants to pick up a book where Thor doesn't have a hammer? He has
Right.
his... People draw it differently. Sometimes he has a metal case for an arm, or something he has an arm, depending which Avengers book you pick up.
You need to get that fucking down consistent, Marvel, like...
In Axis, he has a metal case.
Right.
In Avengers regular book, where he's time traveling, oof, he has a regular arm. And he's rocking...
Apparently that's before the fight with Malekith.
Yeah, he's rocking the battle
Almost
axe.
like Malkill. Holy Wizards and Warriors,
So
Batman.
it's just... I don't know. They have to do something, because the fans are going to want to come back to them, and you're not just going to do one book to jump,
Right.
take advantage of.
You can't
the
just
movie.
do what you did last time and make a separate book
Yeah.
for the Avengers.
Yeah.
Right. So what happened in Revolutions? This was one of the side books, and you are reading it.
That finished. It finished poorly.
Really?
But
Because there were a couple of strong issues in
There
there.
was. The last issue wasn't.
It kind of bounced up and down.
The last issue was not it. The second to last issue was pretty nice.
That was the shit with Sabretooth, right?
Sabretooth?
And Nightcrawler, right?
No, I think that was issue 2.
Okay, maybe.
The last one had Iceman, where he calls himself something else, and he's melodramatic, and it's fucking horrible.
He's always been melodramatic.
Yeah, well, no, now he's not. No, all the fun Bobby Drake is out the fucking window.
He's always a bitch.
Far. Now
I always thought Bobby Drake was a
but now
bitch.
he's extra bitchy. Like, he's menstruating extra bitchy. It's bad. And, well, look, there was an issue where Kitty Pryde robs a bank.
What the hell?
And that was awesome, because nobody could fucking stop her.
That's pretty funny.
She's walking and
Like,
walking
she's
out.
walking out, she touches the vault, makes it tangible, and removes the vault door. It's just, she's being used
She
in
even didn't
brilliant
do
ways.
that. She could have just walked right through it. Right?
Yeah, but it's just
More
she's
fun to do it that
she's
way.
really fucking with the cops.
Right.
And she's also fucking with a bank owner who's like anti-mutant. And this is what I like about something like this event. You start using characters in different ways.
Right.
That's awesome. Nightcrawler being a badass, beating the shit out of Sabretooth. Awesome.
So what happened in this issue that you hated?
Iceman.
Oh,
Menstruating. He's menstruating.
Is that the whole issue? Because it wasn't easy.
No, I don't even remember who's in the back issue. That's how bad it was. All I see is ice when I close my eyes and try to picture the book.
But overall, if you're reading Axis,
Yes,
take, like,
majority
you
of it was
enjoy
good.
this?
Yes, just the last one, just
Right.
yeah.
Yo, does Carnage sacrifice himself in Axis or in Axis Carnage?
No, in
In the core book?
Yeah, the core book.
Because I know that there was that side story. There was also Axis Hobgoblin.
Yeah, those two finished.
Right. So moving out of Marvel and on to our last book of the day and the last book of the year as well, we got Valiant Harbinger Faith 0. Apparently it's a good jump on point, and Ramon is asking the one major question, which is...
Will Pete read this book?
No, he won't. No. It's nothing personal against Valiant, I just don't have the time.
I'm taking it personal for Valiant.
Anyways, maybe I'll get you a wedding present, then I'll just fucking read Valiant.
No.
It's like, nah, motherfucker, I want cash.
In this, Faith is one of those activated psiots from the Harbinger Foundation,
Sure.
in which you have like a special power and it has to be activated by another psiot, a mentally powered person. In this case, she's a plump woman, fat, if you will, blonde.
Fluffy.
Yes. She flies. That's her power. And she could like attach you to her flying forceness and just go along with it. And she wants to be a superhero. She grew up in comic book store and shit like that. And she's like a geek and she wants to do it. Her boyfriend's like, no. Ooh, caught a whiff of that.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
And in this, it's just showing her origin and showing how she is with her boyfriend, who's this weird redneck muscle-bound guy, who, because he's a psiot, his real body is like really frail and like handicapped. So he's overcompensating like nobody's business. At the end of it all, spoiler alert, she joins a Unity team, which is like a group of badasses from Valiant. Like they join together to do really badass shit when badass shit needs to be done. And it's interesting because she's progressed from this insecure chunky girl to just like, I'm gonna be a superhero. Fuck this. I am living my geek dream.
That reminds me of The Helm. Have you ever read The Helm? You read The Helm? He's like, he gets chosen, I think, by some god, to be the one.
Shit,
To
that
like
sounds
fight.
familiar.
But he's a big, fat, like out of shape guy. So the guy's trying to get him in shape. He's like, you're the one. You're like, you're freaking out of shape. Work out. Come on, we have to fight evil and give you your sword.
That's what
and
we
stuff.
have guns for.
But he's like all like totally out of shape.
That's funny.
But he was chosen.
How many issues is that? And who's that from?
I have no idea. There's some book I just randomly have it in my house. It's like, oh, The Helm.
Anybody else out there ever read The Helm? Hit us up, guys. Questions@Pete'sBasement.com, Facebook.com/Pete's Basement, and as always, Instagram and Twitter @Pete's Basement. This is the last show of the year. We are taking off for Christmas and New Year's, so we will be back the first week in January, which, let's see, the 2nd is Friday, so sorry, not that weekend. That's New Year's weekend. It's also my birthday.
Hey.
Uh-huh. And so then the following week will be the 9th.
For us.
We will be back January 9th for us.
Or 8th,
So make
actually.
sure you look on your Instagram, Twitter, and Facebooks for the old any questions for tonight's show. Let's end off tonight's show with
Thursdays.
some questions.
Actually, we're gonna start.
We are
going
to try to move to Thursdays as kind of as a beta test, see how that works out.
for us, so that way we'll get the episodes faster to you, and we get to have more of a life on the weekends. Or at least our editors will. Yeah, me too.
I don't have a life anyway.
So in that case, yeah, look for the question post on January 8th. January 8th, Thursday night. We're going to give that a whirl probably around 8 o'clock or so. Let's end off with some questions.
Sundance Shalene Paul Bikini. I love that name. Robert Rodriguez just got Sony to pick up the rights to Bakshi and Frazetta's Fire and Ice for a new live-action remake. Thoughts?
I actually knew that, Sundance. Well, I had the privilege of talking to Frank Frazetta Jr. at this year's New York Comic Con, and he informed me that they are going to be doing a live-action Fire and Ice. And if any of you out there have never seen Fire and Ice, I highly, highly recommend that you go to Netflix and you rent the shit out of that, or just go on Amazon and order the DVD or Blu-ray, however you can get it. It is an entire feature-length animated motion picture that is all done completely in rotoscope. And it is not like He-Man was famous and was revolutionary because it was the first cartoon that made different episodes on a daily and weekly basis that used rotoscoping. But because the production was so complicated, rotoscoping ain't fucking easy, that, you know, a lot of the cells and the motion was redone. It was like maybe 30 to 40% of the same stuff, you know, just them running or the same movement with the whole punch to the screen stuff. A lot of that was recycled, and that's not to take anything away from the animators. It's fucking complicated work. Fire and Ice is completely an hour and a half of people moving and animators drawing over that motion, which is rotoscoping in a nutshell. Go rent this fucking movie. You've got a Death Dealer-esque character who's like got the head of a wolf on. You've got a He-Man looking dude. You've got a Deja Thoris looking girl running around. Like, I can't even say half naked, because if this girl has 1/8 of amount of clothes on, that's a lot. Right up your alley, son, if you've never seen it.
Yeah, I never have.
I might have it to lend it to you.
Really?
Actually.
Scary.
Yeah. Since I didn't get Winter Soldier back, I could give you this one. So, yeah. I did know that, and I'm absolutely thrilled, because I think if anybody could do this movie and Frank Frazetta's artwork justice, it's Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah, he'll honor it.
Yeah.
Matthew Weir threw in a last-minute question there. We're gonna let it
go in. We like Matt.
Thoughts on Hulk Hogan's interview? He says he's been training for one more title run. No.
I'm done with him.
No, Hulkster, you're done. You have 2 fake hips, 2 fake knees. Dude, what are you gonna do? Have 2 fake ankles? Stop. No, I mean, I know your wife took most of your money.
He really will do anything.
Stop.
For a buck.
Like, just...
I say let the man have his fucking run.
No, because it's going to be one of those bullshit. He only shows up on like their TV show just to like talk shit, and it's only going to be on pay-per-view.
He's going to drop the leg on him and call it a day.
Yeah, that's it. It's going to be garbage.
Listen, I say if he could still body slam some dude that's 250 pounds, then he's good. He's good to go.
I mean, he looks good, but I don't think physically
Let him fucking do it.
If he dies in the ring...
It's Hulk fucking Hogan, man.
We don't need another Owen Hart.
It's fucking Hulk Hogan.
Well, that was different.
That was a totally different ball game.
That was an accident. This motherfucker's gonna be pretty much intentional. Like, he knows he shouldn't go in there. You saw
fucking
the
Hulk
wrestler?
Hogan.
Did you see the wrestler?
I saw the important parts.
Or Mickey Rowe? Okay, I know what the important parts are.
Everybody does. Everybody
Yeah,
does.
She look nice. Nice.
Marissa, if you're watching this, call me.
She's not.
She's not.
Even if she's watching, she's not gonna call you. Quake from Christopher. Pete, you should read Moon Knight.
I know.
Yes,
I
you
know.
should. Yes,
I read like the first couple of issues and then I fell off, but I would like to come back.
You should.
I like the character.
I do too.
Yeah, it is, especially the way it's being done. Michael,
Is it still Ellis writing that?
I don't know.
Is it still Ellis, guys?
I just pick up and read next. If you guys were to, Michael Diet wants to know, if you guys were given a chance to be on Kevin Smith's Comic Book Man, would you take it? It's.
Do we tell them? I would love to get my ass on Comic Book Men on account of their show came out after ours, and our director Roger, in his benevolence, gave Kevin Smith the entire fucking idea for Comic Book Men.
So running into
Given the fact that he had a store to begin with really helped with the whole auction and porn stars angle, but the whole reviewing comic book thing, and frankly I hate all of those guys' opinions anyway. I like the people bringing stuff into the store.
I like seeing
but
this shit.
motherfuckers are shysters when people bring shit into the store.
That's the fucking part
I
I
don't
can't stand.
fucking like that.
Pisses me beyond fuck.
Be honest with fucking people.
Just grimy, and they almost laugh at these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Like, look, a lot of people get into comic books to make a fucking profit, and you know that's annoying and it sucks. But don't laugh at them and don't try to fucking swindle people.
Right.
You're not that important.
That's rotten.
eBay's out there. Comic Cons are out there. Fuck you.
I'm going to touch on that example in a moment. I want to elaborate on my point before. My boy Roger, our brilliant director, ran into Kevin Smith in the lobby of his office building and told him all about the show and say, hey, we'd love to get you on the show. Kevin Smith was like, oh, yeah, sure. I'm Kevin Smith. You got a hot dog in your pocket or anything? Like, I could use that. So after telling him all about the show and inviting him down, a couple of months later, give or take, three-quarters of a year later, here's Comic Book Men. So, thanks, Kevin. We're happy we could fucking help you out. The thing that turned me off to this show was when somebody came in with an old Batman comic. I don't remember the exact number, but it was very, very early on. Batman's fighting a mad scientist, and he's got the mad scientist in like a headlock, and they got a syringe on the cover that Batman's gonna stab him with, or the doctor was gonna stab Batman, and he's like holding his hand away. First of all, you can't get away with putting a syringe on a comic book cover anymore.
Pretty much anything.
This book was in pretty decent condition, decent for a fucking book from like 1940 something. The guy tells him, oh, it's worth around $300-400. A 1.0 of that comic runs for about $3,000.
Wow.
So now you're looking at, let's say on the light scale that this is a 2 to a 3. That's still a couple of grand worth of book.
But why do they need to swindle them? They got money.
It's just a fucked up thing to do.
Yeah, it is.
It's a fucked up thing to do. And I said the first thing I always do whenever somebody like that tells me that a book is worth that much, I said, well, I've never looked for that book before. And if anybody out there ever wants to know how much a book is worth, go on eBay.
Yeah, you get an idea.
Look on eBay. Don't look at the buy it nows, because those are what I call stagnant auctions. Look at what shit is being bid on and for how much, because that is what the book is worth. That is what people are in real time willing to pay for it. That's what it's worth at this point. Done deal. So that was a big turnoff, and I would love to go on that show, talk to these dudes, and maybe show them. I would like to fucking play a role. Like, I'll go in with a disguise, be like, yo, I found this comic book of like Spider-Man. I don't even know who this guy is. Who's this guy Stanley that wrote on it? He signed his name. Does this kid own it? How much is this worth? I would love to fucking know what they tell me. I'll send some dude in, like as a fucking patsy. Like, be all like
Tommy, that'd be
ninja
so
out.
awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. We'll see what they say then. Do a fucking like a little hidden cam work shit. Blow that whole shit up.
Yeah, it'd be pretty
But
awesome.
on a lighter note, and I want to end it on a good note, you know who I did like? The toy collector. This dude, He's it's like the same channel, I think, or one of those, maybe the Travel Channel had him on. But this guy just goes around and buys toys from people. Like they got him in the garage or the attic or whatever. And this guy's got an entire 1978 Star Wars run.
Awesome.
And he's even got, he had the 70, like the reprint, the next generation Star Wars toys, but he had the 77 fucking poster board that Kenner came out with because they couldn't produce enough toys. So you bought the poster board, and then they were gonna mail you the toys.
Okay.
So it was like a whole mail order thing. And he said, "Oh, do you have the toys that go with this? Because it was different than the ones that actually made it to the store after the fact, So this was like your pre-ordering of the toys for the first movie." And the guy's like, "Nah, I lost the toys long ago. I only have this." And he says, "Well, what do you want for it?" He says, "I don't know, $100 or whatever like that." He figured it's a piece of cardboard. Guy says, "It's worth a lot more than that. I'll give you $500.
Damn.
That's a fucking nice thing to do.
Yeah.
Like,
He said, honestly, if you had the toys, it'd be worth about $2,000. But that's still a fucking really nice thing to do. And at that point, I'm like, all right, this guy's cool. He did actually find a copy of Amazing Fantasy 15. I think he gave the person like $5,000 for.
This is my dream, to go into a thrift shop one day in old books and pull out something amazing.
Yeah, but that's got to be a thrift store run by a moron.
There's a
It's a
thrift store
problem.
in my neighborhood.
Not in the city.
Yeah.
No, there's a thrift store in my neighborhood where they just get stuff and it's thrown everywhere. It's like being in someone's basement to try to find
there
stuff.
are so many groups on Facebook, and I see these people oh, I found this in my local comic shop, or this was at a flea market. I'm like, how? How?
I've seen that, yeah. It's aggravating. Really fucking aggravating. Like, why
Come
do I not live out there?
Guys, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Festivus, Kwanzaa, everything. I'm sure I'm missing a few pagan holidays here and there. We'll see you next year. From last week from Boom Studios, sorry.
Hey, I got the nut. It fell in there, don't ask. Oh, they're going in the outtakes, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, go on.
Yep.
And, that was disgusting.
Shut up.
Just in time to go all the way zoomed in,
Thanks.
Yep.
Who the fuck told you to look?
That's my job, is to look right at your face.
You poor bastard.
Yes.
7 years, right, Raj? 7 years. Open up, you fucking slow whore. There you go.
Veronica or something?
I like the fact that
Evie?
I heard some of the episode the other day, and the whole warning of this and that. That's mostly my noises. Oh, my ass and my burps and shit. It's kind of shocking. I'm just saying. On the bus right in, this bitch was eating pizza next to me.
I don't know, how many extras we have to do?
I wanted to
Just one?
jack somebody for a pizza. How bad would that have been?
You know
Give me that
what's
pizza.
right now?
Give me that pizza,
As
bitch.
strange as it may be, White Castle.
Now that's not fucking around.
That's not around, right?
You have a busy weekend. You should not eat any White Castle.
Unless you got a laptop.
Tomorrow.
A cake of soap, a cake of soap, a cake of soap.